we're switching over now, and yeah, it looks like Aaron is playing Black Yellow Luffy today. So very similar to the match we saw with Hero yesterday. He also versed Black Yellow Luffy in the final round. So he's obviously very familiar with this matchup. Aaron, not sure how familiar he is with Nami or particularly Hero's build. I'm sure he's obviously checked out, what he's playing, so he has a awareness of it. But
if you're in the top 8, I would be very surprised if you didn't look at their list the night before and maybe even try and get a couple of games in just to really help prepare yourself for today.
Yeah, 100%. Also, I should say as well, if you're a little confused why we're just doing our top 8, not top 16, we actually did top 16 yesterday after we finished the main event. So yeah, this will just be top 8 today. So best of 3 for these rounds. So the other top 8 is just going on in the other room at the moment, and then we'll do top 4, and then finally top 2 today.
Alrighty.
So it looks like both players have decided to keep their hands, and not sure who's going first here, but I imagine probably...
in the grand long run of things, I don't think going first in this matchup is a downside for either player or going second. It's going to be multiple turns this game. This Luffy player should not be swinging anytime soon.
And we know that Nami's not going to be swinging either, but yeah, it looks like Hero was able to go second there, which is probably a bit more beneficial because it gets him the draw.
Yep, and this is the classic Aaron we saw yesterday on stream as well with the 10 Sanji Don. So, loves the character. Can't go wrong. Decides to swing for 8 though. That's an interesting early swing, but honestly it's going to force 2 cards out, which is...
Yeah, I was going to say, at very least it forces him to use one event and maybe potentially a 2k. Interesting, we do see that 2-drop there that we do know he only runs one of, so seems to have stacked that, left it there. Third card from the bottom there.
Yep. So then if he follows up with this Gavel, he's going to mill the Apis, draw the Kaya, and then he can just start establishing hand.
Yeah. Hero definitely a very well-versed Nami player, know exactly how to map out his deck. As we saw yesterday, he did spread his cards out on the table just so he'd keep better track of exactly what was in his deck as well as what's in life. So I imagine he'll be doing the same today.
Yep, just going to be playing the Margaret, drawing a card. Such a good early card for Nami. It's just I'm going to play this, it stops an attack, draws me a card, and I don't have to block with it early on. The onus is on you to remove it. Black Yellow Luffy doesn't actually have much removal outside of Rocket Luffy, so that Margaret's not at risk of dying this turn outside of double flampe, blind hit Rocket Luffy.
No, definitely. Looking at Aaron's hand here, he does seem to have 2 Self-Awakeners, an Egghead, and he does have a Sabo in hand. So, yeah, Aaron's going to have to hopefully be able to find those Self-Awakeners to be able to do what he's doing now, to basically be able to take his life and draw a card as well. I imagine he's probably just going to pass here because he doesn't really want to give Hero any chances to activate any more events.
It's always a tough call when you're versing Nami and it's I could just swing 5k. They don't have 2 Don open, then I'm not at risk of getting white snaked.
No. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's I want to hit early so he has low hand size, but also I don't want to give him the opportunity to activate events. So activating the peel off there, getting those draw 2. See what he got. Looks like a rubber band. Oh, 2 rubber bands.
2 rubber bands. That's a pretty good...
Not bad, not bad. Yeah, definitely feel with Nami seeing those rubber bands very early game is very good because it would definitely help out later game. We have those just a few cards left in deck.
Yep, and just bouncing this Self-Awakener Luffy. This card is going so well into Black Yellow Luffy. It's just put in so much tempo for Nami.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, we saw this yesterday in the game. Hero's doing the same thing. Just constantly bouncing back that Self-Awakener Luffy. Yes, it does go back to Aaron's hand, but it does mean Aaron will have to now spend 5 more Don to actually play it.
And for those who weren't watching last stream, there's also a lot of Zephs in Hero's deck, so he can also just then bounce that 2 cost back to hand to play that 2 cost to bounce another Self-Awakener if it's played. Hero doesn't have that Zeph in hand, but who knows?
Yeah, we know he runs at least 2, so he should eventually find it. But yeah, using the Desert Sparta, so rubber band there to get out and then using the 2k to get out of that swing. So back over to Hero now. There's
Just
one.
drew the
Yep,
Zeph, so.
obviously predicted it.
Honestly, is that the turn? Just Zeph 2-cost bounce to Self Awakener again.
Just keep getting that back constantly.
You end your turn with 1 Don up, so you've got that access to a rubber band if needed, and yeah.
I feel like you almost just take a hit at this point because, Hero's still at 5 life, so it doesn't particularly matter too much if you just get a hit.
So Zeph's effect to bounce a 3 cost or less and then mill 2.
Unfortunate 2 plus 4k events just went to trash.
Are we actually able to see the 2K?
Yeah, it was Snake Dance and it was...
Oh, sorry, I mean the 2-cost's name when it's in hand.
Oh, no. We'll see if we can zoom in. It is Nami's sister. So, yeah, playing that fun play, getting down to 1 life there. Also being able to draw. So Aaron is getting to his good spot. Looks like he has a few babies in hand.
Quite a large hand size from Aaron, but really, if you're not playing cards and like doing much, it's just going to eventually build up.
Yeah. So he does have the AK Luffy, so Aaron may want to just play that just to get rid of that 2 cost, because that is going to be quite annoying for him, especially if he gets that other Zeph to hand. Didn't appear to be any geckos in hand either, but I have to have another squiz in a second. See if we can see one.
Plays the marketer, takes the last life.
Oh, yep, there's the gecko. Saw one.
Leader effect's now online.
Yeah, which I imagine, cause I saw before he kept the baby Luffy at the top of his hand there, so I imagine he may just be wanting to play the Egghead Luffy, just get rid of that annoying card. But he may also want to play potentially a Sabo just to make sure that Zeph doesn't get a hit through, because he does have both in hand, so he could do. So interestingly, he decides to take the baby Luffy right over the Sabo, but fair enough in this situation.
I think that's totally valid. You've got a lot of 5 costs. You only need 1 of each 5 cost in this matchup.
Yeah.
They're not getting bottom deck. They're not getting removed.
No. And yeah, Hero's not particularly attacking either, so you would only really be using that Sabo for cycling through your deck, but Aaron Tan is pretty hefty at this point, so you might not even need it.
Yeah, Zeph is such an interesting card to have on field, though. It's like, he threatens an awful lot just by existing, but very rarely will he actually ever swing.
Yeah, he's just one of those... He's almost a free blocker in the sense that, you have to spend your whole turn trying to get rid of him, especially in Aaron's case. I think from memory, he was running a Kuzan yesterday, so, if you can be able to find that, you could, combo that with the Luffy.
Yep, so puts the Self-Awakened Luffy back in life and a baby Sabo, so... Also, if he just goes to 9k on defense, it's in a pretty handy spot.
Yep, plays out that Luffy, getting +2 to leader. And then playing the baby Sabo though to get that 5 cost out.
Then does the classic draw 2, discard 2, and just starts this whole chain of just going to be a lot of attacks coming through at like 9 to 11,000 power range.
Yeah, well, there's one of the Kuzans we were talking about, so he's just trashed one of those.
God, the new PRB art looks so nice.
Yeah, they've done a fantastic job on it. I think they've done a job where the old arts are not as good as the new ones, but they're not worse. Like, so you don't feel bad if you have the old ones. Like, they still look just as good. Doesn't force you to go out and buy all the new ones.
For sure. Margaret finally getting her blocker effect off, which is wonderful. It's a really good time as well, because now that Aaron's fully online, Rocket Luffy is going to just pop any blocker or Kai that's on field.
100%, yeah. So Heroes definitely have to play a little bit more cautiously now, so that 2 cost may have to be sacrificed here for the Kai, because he does have a pretty big deck still, unfortunately, so you have to be just careful how he's playing here. But he does have quite a bit of life still, so playing that Kai, let's see what he gets here. So White Snake, and another Kaya. Very nice.
It's a very tough call on deciding what you want to discard off your Kayas, especially with a hand that has multiple Kayas in it. You're like, okay, well, I want to keep playing Kayas.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair to discard those two rubber bands because he's getting to the point where he needs to see more of the 2-cost events.
Double Snake Dance?
Double Snake Dance is very nice for him.
Yeah. But once again, it comes down to what do I want to discard? It feels like the White Snake might even have to be going.
Yeah, that's what he's doing exactly, White Snake and Gavel, and I think that's 100% fair because even if Aaron plays that Egghead Luffy next turn, he can only pop either one of the Kayas or the 2-cost, but then with those double Snake Dance, he can then just get those other 2 cards back to hand.
Yep. He can also return the 2-cost back to hand.
Yeah,
play that out. Return Zeph to hand. Keep just going.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, it's not. Yeah, Aaron can only get rid of one thing. Well, a hero can get potentially 2 things back because he does have quite a bit done up, and yeah, he just seems to pass that turn there as well.
Yep. So Aaron's now got the decision to make. It's like, okay, if I'm going to Rocket Luffy, which one am I removing? Kaya, probably not the one to remove, but like, it still is very useful to remove a Kaya because that's 4 cards. Like, hero threatens with those Kayas.
Yeah, I think Kaya's the more threat in this situation, only just because, yeah, okay, you spare, you kill the 2-cost, but what's the 2-cost really going to, do at this point? You're already awakened, popping back the Sabo maybe to get your swing with Zeph maybe, but yeah, I think the Kaya is just more value for hero at this point, so yeah, Aaron might want to consider getting rid of that.
Zeph's also super interesting because Aaron does have to burn his hand to keep this engine going. Like, it's a discard 1 to put 2 in life. Hero hasn't swung, so those 2 in life are coming from his hand to begin with.
Yeah, he's working very hard here to try to do his things, which can be a struggle for Luffy at a time. But playing the Gecko there, playing out double Baby Luffy.
Yeah, so
here.
this is probably a double Rocket Luffy turn.
I have to imagine it would be just to get rid of.
Oh, no, Self-Awakener.
I think he may have only seen one of the Rocket Head.
Oh, true. It was a search that had 2.
Yeah, so I mean, double Rocket Luffy would have been quite nutty in this
Popping
situation.
a Kaya.
Yeah.
Totally fair. I think if you're hero, though, you're totally okay with that. You've still got a Kaya in hand, a Kaya on board.
I guess the question here now for Aaron is, does he actually swing at this point, or does he just leave it? No, he just goes for a swing. Because you might be thinking, does he have a Snake Dance in hand? Is he just going to bounce back that Kaya, or the 2-cost, or even the Zeph?
It's an interesting number as well, 11, because he could do both of those, but you could also... Oh, what a hit as well.
That is very nice. That's an All-Star, so for those who don't know, trigger is draw 2. So that's very nice for hero there. Interestingly enough, though, he doesn't actually use the Snake Dance here to bounce back his Kaya.
I think he was waiting to see if that 8k Luffy swing was going to attack, and if so, that's a perfect moment to use it.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
But once you get to these top tables, people know what they can and can't give.
Playing the other Kaya there that he had in hand, another All-Stars and a Peeler. Very nice, so probably the 2.
All-Stars is a great discard, and maybe the Boodle.
Potentially? Let's see what he does here. I'm thinking, yeah, Boodle or potentially the 2K maybe.
But, Hero did put Boodle in the deck because he loves the card.
He does. He's a Boodle fan. And you know what? After this, seeing him play yesterday and today, maybe I'm a Boodle fan too. Shout out to all my Boodle fans out there. Yeah, making a very tough decision here at the moment. Oh, interesting. Decides to get rid of the Snake Dance. He does have another one in hand, so not a terrible loss. So he's probably just trying to keep himself, have a bit of versatility of what he can do here.
Yep, and then just the classic Slam Pilaf. You've got 10 Don, might as well.
Getting a Gavel and a Deathwing, which we know he does run one of, so that's a nice card to see.
So this is always like the interesting thing about Nami turns, like how much Don can I actually use in my turn? I've got 10, but honestly, most of it's on your turn. And knowing how to be Don efficient to do the actions you need to take is what separates.
Yeah.
It's why Hero is in top 8. He
100%.
knows exactly what to do.
And I think he's about to slam down the Boodle here. Yeah, here we go. He's
Yep.
slamming it down. For those who don't know, this is a 2-cost blocker, and when KO'd, he trashes a card from the top of his deck.
Yep.
So nice little thing. So, if Aaron wants to get rid of it, has to pop it, or it just gets KO'd in battle, it's basically just a free nil for Aaron.
It's really nice. The blocker alone is incredibly important in most matchups, and then it's going to force Aaron to use Rocket Luffy to get rid of Brutal, which is then just protecting his Kais for another Snake Dance.
Yeah, which Aaron already kind of revealed to Hero that he doesn't actually have a second Rocket Luffy, unfortunately, because, as you were saying before, if he could have done double Rocket before, that would have been incredible for Aaron. So I think Hero's just like, I know you don't have another one at the moment. Maybe you'll draw into one, but...
Aaron still also has to be risky with that Sabo as well. That Sabo is keeping Zeph in check. If he swings for that Sabo, Hero might just do the maths in his head. He's like, okay, we've seen X amount of cards. I can just go 16.
Yep.
And if I mill 7 off a Zeph, that's just a game right there.
Well, Aaron does have the second Sabo and has just added it to his life with a Rush Ace as well. So he does have another baby Sabo, so he's going to play that out, get that out.
Do the draw 2, discard 2.
Making Luffy 7.
People are really keen to use their on-play abilities whilst they can. Next set is going to change it up ever so slightly with Blackbeard's release.
So Aaron drew into actually 2 baby Luffys just then. So I think he's seen all 4 this game, which is very interesting. So getting rid of a Shira and a
Nami blocker.
Nami blocker, yeah. So we were talking about the Shira yesterday. We haven't actually seen it in action yet, so I'll be hoping to see it today maybe.
It is very interesting that every Black Yellow Luffy player we've seen on stream, I think, has ran that Shirahoshi, but they just haven't played it.
Yeah, it's just never been the matchup that's really justified using it, so it's just more just something to trash with Sabo, which, fair enough. I mean, it's similar to All-Stars and Nami, just you can trash it. So silent swing for 9 here.
Yep. These are the numbers you want to be swinging, especially with Hero only having 4 Don art. 4 Don is threatening. If he does do a White Snake and then a 1-cost 4K counter event, that's totally fine to get out. But Aaron can now play around that.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean,
White Snake is not as useful when they're swinging for 9 than 5.
Hero here could activate the Snake Dance and then get the Kai back and then just trash that other 2K he has in hand. Then let him, obviously do another Kai next turn.
But yeah, you have to be worrying a bit if you're Hero here. You've got a lot of big attacks coming at you this turn.
There's your one there for the Sparta. Game just 7,000, so he's still 2K short, so see what he does here. So let's say a White Snake. Another Desert Sparta.
And a Margaret?
Can't see exactly here, sorry, but definitely looks like he's putting the Sparta at the top there. He's just deciding. So he does have a rubber band in hand, so he may want to just use that potentially, but.
It's a shame to say, but I don't think Brutal's going to make it through the turn.
I don't believe so either, unfortunately. But that's that's fine for Aaron as well. He's Hero. He's probably just going to try to set it up so that when Brutal does die, whatever he's milling is nothing that's valuable to him. So putting those cards back on top. I believe he put a Sparta on top as well. Played the Gavel, trashing the 2K. Let's see if I was right about the Sparta. Yep. Trashing the Sparta and the White Snake. So
drawing the Margaret next turn is always a really nice play as well.
So it looks like Hero is trying to go on the defense here, which is totally fair with how big Aaron's board is at the moment.
So looks to be
9K swing again. No, sorry. No, it's not. Yeah.
Could always just be a block with Brutal. And then
2 Don up. Hero's options are limited, so either he has to give a 1-cost event plus something else, or has to do a 2-cost event and something else. So either way, it's 2 cards out of Hero's hand. And unfortunately, not enough for Deathwing there.
Draws a Kaya, which is
which is his third Kaya of the game, I believe. Or no, fourth actually, because the
Yeah.
other one was Pop. So he's seen all four, which is very nice here for Hero.
He's had some 2 life so far. Both have been really
Mm.
good cards to just see in life.
Yeah, All-Star and then Kaya, definitely he is having good luck today for himself.
Swings with the Sabo for 9 as well.
Yeah. Well, he does have the other one up, so he doesn't have to worry too much about that Zeph there.
This almost could just be using that 2-cost event to bounce a Kaya and just counter out now kind of turn.
Yeah, it could be right here. Or the other option is Hero could just play that event, grab the Kaya, and then go from there, basically, and just take that hit and hope that he gets another good card from life. And then that way he can do a double Kaya next turn, because he knows one is already dead and trash.
That's fair. I was under the assumption if you do that, you can then play the Margaret, draw a card, Kaya, draw 2, discard 2, and then Deathwink's online.
That is true as well. That is another option as well.
But I also don't know when is the optimal time to use Deathwink, because
Yeah.
that is such a old card and like hard to use card.
Oh yeah, it's just like a deterrent, like similar to Zeph. You just leave free Don up consistently every turn, and it's just like, well, as Aaron, you're like, oh, okay, well, you probably maybe have a Deathwink. All right, grabbing back, yeah, and then trashing that. Okay,
Cool.
but, I mean, totally fair play there. As we were saying before, that 2-cost at this point is not particularly useful anymore, because with Aaron already awake, it's just not really going to be helpful. So that was his only one copy of that card, so we won't be seeing that one again. Trying to take a life here by being hit by Gecko. He is thinking about it here. And that's triggering Gavel, which lets him bounce back the Kaya to
Oh,
hand.
that's so good. That's effectively just saying draw 2, discard 2 as a trigger.
Essentially, yeah. And Aaron is then swinging... looks like 11 there. Sorry, 9 there was Luffy.
Surely this is the brutal block.
Yeah, I think you have to. There's too much pressure on the field at this point. Trashing that Margaret, which I have to see if he wants. It's going to help him or not. See another Sabo. And yeah, that's his only Sabo. Unfortunately, 2 Geckos in his hand there. So that means he's going to have to bottom deck 2 of those. As well as a 2K and an Ice Age. So
I think that's fine though. Bottom decking Gecko at this point, you've got the board you need. Like, it's all about just swinging the right numbers and playing safe as Aaron, but not giving Hero enough time to just churn through his deck.
yeah, we can see Aaron is looking through Hero's trash at the moment. That's not his deck. And yeah, it is looking quite hefty there. So he's probably obviously just counting Kaya's, Gavels, Love-Lubs,
Pilafs.
Pilafs as well. I think we've only seen 1 Pilaf this game, so those...
Okay, that's a pretty good card to draw in this turn.
especially for Kaya, yep.
Yep.
So let's see what he gets here. White Snake and another Gavel. Oof.
So we know one of those cards.
I mean, 100%, yeah, he's getting rid of that. Maybe White Snake as well.
Yep, you called it.
Yeah, I just think White Snake in this situation it just doesn't really matter because you know Aaron is always going to be swinging for at least 9. Playing that 3rd Kaya there. Getting an... Oh, very nice. And that's the 3rd Snake Dance as well as the 2nd Love, I believe. So
Yep. 9 cards left in deck, was it?
No, I might have miscounted there. Sorry, I was looking at his hand there for a second. But definitely getting quite low there for Hero. So it's looking very dicey here for Aaron. Relatively low hand size though for Hero though, so
Hero's just now going through to make sure he's like, okay, with these 11 mystery cards of 9 in deck, 2 in life, how many All-Stars have I seen? How many X's have I seen?
well, he's seen, from my count, I believe he's seen 3 of
3
the
All-Stars.
All-Stars. I think he's only seen 1 Peel-Off, seen 2 Love-Loves, and he's seen 3 Snake Dances.
Imagine if it's double PLF in life, though.
I mean, that would be kind of insane, to be honest.
Like, a life of double PLF. Gavel to return a Kaya, and All-Stars is like...
Interesting enough, he does decide to trash the 3rd Snake Dance as well as the 2nd Love that we've seen this game.
Interesting. So Hero must have a pretty comfortable idea of what's left in his deck.
Yeah, because we know like there's probably at least one more Snake Dance. We know there's at least two Love Loves. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be interesting to see what Aaron has to do here because
This really is the final turn, it feels like. Otherwise, Nami's just going to threaten to...
yeah, I feel like if Hero's able to get through this turn, yeah, it's going to be a real struggle for Aaron next turn just because, yeah, looking at how many cards he has in life, we've seen what he's had. He's got Gavel. Yeah, it's not a good position here for Aaron at the moment.
Another thing they need to note as well is, whilst it is a best of 3, they do have a time limit.
Yep.
And the winner of game 1 has a massive advantage going into game 2.
Oh, 100%, yeah. And Aaron is already at a slight disadvantage because obviously it would be based on life at that point. So, as that Aaron, being more or less always at 0 life, Hero will definitely have that advantage there. We'll see if we can confirm that after this match. What would that be counted as if it's life or deck? But
it's always
always
the same
life.
tiebreakers.
Yep. Always life.
This is probably the one matchup where Nami is going to win through tiebreakers of life.
Yeah, they still have plenty of time. They still have over 30 minutes, and this game probably going to be wrapping up fairly soon here.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. So Hero deciding to take that
that's a
9K
love
swing. Love there.
It is always one of the double-edged swords of Kaya. You just really wish you had that 2k counter in hand half the time.
That is true. But he does have the Deathwing, he does have the Gavel, does have the Love, so he can do quite a bit of milling and drawing here at this point. And he has quite a few done up, so he's probably been able to calculate roughly, what has left.
This definitely just looks like you have to do the love on a 9 and hope you draw something.
Yeah. I mean, worst case for Hero here, he can just, do that. Oh, no, he doesn't have enough card. He can use that, whatever he draws for the Gavel. And then use the Deathwing next turn. Drawing into a Margaret, which is very nice. Using Gavel. Yep, and he's done exactly that.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
So, that was the 4 for Love, and... Not sure about which Margaret that was, but I think it might have been the 4th one as well.
All right, so we've got 6 left. So
very
4 left with that Deathwing. It's getting close.
It is getting very tight here, and Hero still has 1 life, so realistically has to get out of 1, 2,
3 more attacks.
3 more attacks, potentially 4, because Aaron does have that Rush Ace. Playing that Deathwing, hoping for a 1-cost or 2-cost event. Gain the peel off. Gain all stars. That is unfortunate there.
That is the worst, 2 cards you could draw in this situation.
So, 4 cards left in deck. Could be possible, potentially, if the last card in life is another peel off, and whatever he draws into is maybe... I'm actually not even really sure because I'm not really sure.
It would have to be like a Gum Giant Gavel or
something like that. So let's see what this last one is. Does he get the trigger? No, it is the Zeph. And unfortunately, that is game there for Hero. Aaron has taken out the first win there in game 1 of our top 8. So congratulations to Aaron for that very good match.
Brutal was on the bottom of deck as well, so there was quite a few dead cards in that deck.
Deck, so. Unfortunate there for Hero, but both played a very excellent game. Aaron was probably sweating there for a little bit, not being able to, use his ability for a little bit, having to find those self-awakeners, and only seeing, one of the egghead Luffys, I believe, and, well, Hero seeing all 4 of the Kai's is kind of nutty, as well as, getting really good triggers off life for those first 2, the All Stars and the second Kaya.
You have to be very... conscious as well that Hero only drew 1 Zeph that game. If he drew multiple Zephs, he would have easily burned those last 2 cards in deck.
If you tuned in yesterday or if you didn't see it, Hero basically was able to get the 2 Zephs he'd run, and he was able to combo it with the 2-drop, being able to constantly bounce back, doing basically a cycle of bouncing back the Zephs, the 2 costs to his hand to keep doing the abilities, it was quite amazing to see, and me and Dale were both very impressed by that gameplay because it was very unexpected. Hero's opponent yesterday was also a bit taken back as well, speaking to him afterwards. But yeah, going straight into game 2 here.
So now that Hero lost, does he choose to go first or second?
I still think second. You just want to be able to get that draw.
Yep, one less card in deck, but
and he's got that peel off in hand, so I feel like he's assigned to.
there was an All Stars as well in that.
There
hand,
was also
so
okay. I was just focused on that peel off, which I think. But no, Hero's keeping a clear head. He's not getting blinded by that card, and deciding that no, it's not worth it. And looks like Aaron was thinking the same as well, whatever he drew.
one thing I'm really surprised with is how well every Black Yellow Luffy player has navigated the Nami matchup, like that's been on stream. Because we've seen this multiple times already, but every single time they do know when to swing and when not to swing.
Yeah. Which is, as you were saying earlier, it's so rough. It's like, I want low hand size with Nami, but I don't want to give you the opportunity.
Aaron probably dreads facing that Nami player every week at locals, but it's paid off.
Yep. So grabbing the Sabo there was the event searcher. Troy definitely looking for his Luffy's there.
And just looking at Hero's hand, it's got that All Stars that we don't love to see.
Doesn't love, but at the very least you can use that with
It's got the Death Wink though. So
it has the Boodle. That does have the Boodle, which I think he is playing here. Yep, he is just ringing that straight
game's
out.
over. It's confirmed win already. The Boodle has hit the field.
Boodle has won our hearts. Hero may not win this game, but he's won our hearts with the Boodle. But let's see how it goes here. So looks like Aaron did get that Egghead Luffy as well.
Never mind that Boodle kind of backfired. It did Miller Margaret.
They did Bill Margaret. Oh, bad Boodle. So Aaron just comfortably playing out the Baby Sabo. Potentially baiting that 2 cost from Hero's hand, but
I'm absolutely loving how Hero has managed to draw that 2 cost every single game by turn 3 on stream.
It is kind of crazy, but maybe that's his gameplay strategy, trying to dig for that card in the Death Wink. Maybe that's why he also mulliganed, but you have to ask him afterwards. But yeah, it is kind of incredible. He's seen it every game, especially as a one-of. So playing the Sabo out, trashing the Kuzan.
I think trashing a Kuzan's totally fine in this matchup.
It's
not going to do anything except draw a card.
Yeah, Zeph's your biggest threat, but you have the Sabo, you're not really scared too much of it. And obviously setting up that Egghead Luffy for future when he's able to play, when Hero plays the Kaias or anything that's particularly annoying to him.
Paying 2. Yep, so that Rocket Luffy is in trash. But that 2 cost is on field with the Snake Dance in hand.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful now. These slowing the turns from 3 to 4 and maybe 5, huge tempo loss for Black Yellow Luffy.
Yeah. Playing that Flampe there, it looks like he did get a Self-Awaken on Luffy, but he does have another Egghead Luffy in hand as well.
Does he have another Self-Awakener though? Another Flampe?
I think he may have had a Hiyori in hand, but I could be wrong there.
I mean, there is no harm in just establishing that Self-Awakener Luffy this turn, going down to 2, not swinging, and then the next turn, you pop that 2 cost.
Yep.
That I will one day learn the name of.
We'll get there. Playing the Garth there.
Look, if Hero wins the round, then I guess we have to look it up.
We'll look it up. You know what? I'll look it up right now. See if I can find it. I know everyone probably in chat is probably telling us right now, but we unfortunately cannot see the chat, sorry. So nice comments only.
Yeah, if you're Aaron at this point, you have to be thinking, if I just play the Self-Awakener, go down to 2, pass turn, I'm in a pretty good spot to just start doing my regular game plan of just those 11k attacks and 9k attacks.
So it looks like Nami's sister name is Nochiko. Is it Nochiko?
Okay.
Yeah, Nochiko. Bluehead Nochiko. I'm still going to be calling her 2 cost.
Also, when Aaron swings for 5 and Hero counters with a gavel, you know, like he really wants to use a snake dance, but he can't just because it's just not counter efficient at all.
No, not at all. And playing that self-awakening Luffy there.
Goes to 2, and now Rocket Luffy's online.
Yep.
Ojiko's probably going to die next turn.
100%. So if Hero doesn't get a Zeph here, then yeah, that card is definitely dead at this point.
Drew a Pilaf, so
that's very nice for him. So hopefully he gets a Kyle. Ooh, seeing a lot. I think his whole hand is just events here, unfortunately. So yeah, Hero just has passed. There's no option here, unfortunately.
Aaron just drew the Gecko, which is honestly incredibly useful just for the 9k attack alone.
Oh yeah, 100%. Using self-awaken here, going to 1, getting to 8 there was that Luffy. Playing the Hiyori. See what that last life is. And yep, using Baby Sabo, get that Sabo out. Drawing a Nami. It looks like another Egghead Luffy as well. The player's just having a discussion here about something.
So because he resolved Sabo before resolving the 2k.
Fair.
It was too late. He didn't declare it. We do have a judge at the table to watch for these kind of misplays. We unfortunately can't let you take back something.
Yeah. For those who might be confused, he played Sabo, didn't declare 2k onto the Luffy, and then since he played the Hiyori, didn't do the declare, he didn't automatically do it. Unfortunately, this is not the sim, so you can't actually just let that automate for you. So, yeah, got to be careful on these top cards. Thank you for catching that, Dale. Don't think that will matter too much here for Aaron, though.
It just means probably one less attack.
Yeah, one less attack here, but...
Although... Is he still going to try and pop Rocket, like with Rocket Luffy before attacking?
Potentially, but at the same time, Aaron may be thinking, is it even worth it doing that? Because that 2 cost at this point, what's it really bouncing back to my hand? I'm already self-awakened, so...
It's just one less attack every turn.
True.
But Aaron decides to not need it. He's got the self-awakened Luffy just swinging for 9k, which is all he needs.
Yep, that's all he needs. Just gets at least 2 cards out of hand, potentially. Now, Hero could activate the Snake Dance here, or he could activate a Desert Sparta.
I think this is probably the best time to use Snake Dance we've seen on stream so far for a Nami player.
Yeah. Well, the fact that he doesn't have anything else to do, really, is kind of like...
You can then counter out of a 7k or 9k lead swing with another 4k counter event.
Or even potentially Sparta into... Snake Dance. So doing the Sparta there. Oh, looks like he's got the peel off on top. I think that was
Snake
another
Dance on bottom too.
I think that's a gavel, I want to say. Looks similar to the art.
It was either a Pilaf or a gavel. I know we have hand cams, but I wish it was like a deck cam for Hero just to like see what's coming, you know.
Yeah, when you just like over the shoulder shot.
Yep, it does the Snake Dance.
Grabbing that back. And then Aaron, just deciding to go for that 8k swing there.
If it is just 8k, that Usopp, and it's a really awkward number. He doesn't have a 2k in hand.
Yeah, it's almost like he just wanted. But Aaron is, Hero is at 5 life here, so he may just even want to just take it just to see what he gets. Because besides that 2 cost, he really doesn't have anything else to play next turn. He does know a peel off is coming, but he does know what those other 2 cards are as well. Starting to go for that life there. No trigger, but is that 2k searcher there, so that will help him out.
All right, now that you're at 10 done, this is where that PLF's getting slammed 100%.
Yep, let's go. So fairly sure the next two cards are Gavel and the Snake Dance, but see what happens here.
There's not a big attack coming next turn, it feels like. There's not multiple big attacks coming next turn, especially if you play that 2-cost down this turn.
Yeah.
If you go that 2-cost bouncing that Self-Awakener Luffy, Aaron's probably going to be in the position where he's like, alright, I'll just Gecko here.
Yeah.
And just play out a Self-Awakener Luffy and a Sabo from life or something like that.
So Hero playing that peel off there, drawing into, another peel off, very nice, and a Snake Dance.
I don't think you rip that second PLF as much as you want to.
Yeah, I feel like I agree with you there. Even potentially play that 2-cost searcher there.
Oh, Apis.
Yeah, I think it's valid. You get rid of that the All Stars, get rid of maybe White Snake.
I think White Snake's probably the best one to remove here. Oh, Snake Dance.
Which is fair. That is only the second one he has seen, so he could potentially see another one. And also does allow him to stack the bottom of his life as deck as well. So I did see an Apis in his hand there. Looks like a Margaret is on there as well.
It's just got to be the hardest thing to try and play Nami in a top cut. Every micro decision matters.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So incredibly hard. If I miscounter once, I'm going to lose.
Looks like I can also see an All Stars on the end there, which is not the greatest because Aaron is having to stack his life very carefully here. So these could potentially be the last cards in his deck if he gets down to that amount. So he has to do this very carefully so he can sequence it.
Yep. If you're the Nami players, I've seen so many stack their deck for that bottom 10 cards, and they're like, all right, I can just go Kaya, PLF, and just win in that from that 10 deck, 10 deck size range. It's definitely something you need to play around.
Yeah. So deciding to take the other Apis there to hand, and then just playing that 2-cost to bounce back the Self-Awakener Luffy.
Just gives Hero a bit of breathing room. Next turn, whilst Aaron probably goes for that Gecko play.
Yeah, I think at this point I definitely think you do.
I think swinging with that 6k Sabo as well, probably isn't worth it this turn. So
yeah, I mean, there's no Zeph on field. Next turn if he does get the Zeph out, you can just do some stuff to get it back. The Sabo blocker, so it's not a huge deal for
Aaron. Not forgetting this time.
Yep, making sure to remember that. Drawing 2, getting another Self-Awakener, and I think that maybe another baby.
Just such a good value in this deck, that Gecko.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone calls it, the 22 Don play?
Yep. I mean, it essentially is. I mean, it's just kind of crazy what you can do that, which is 8 Don. So game was rid of the Nami blocker and the
Shiro Hershey blocker.
Fortunately, just have not seen play. I really want to see what it can do, but...
Oh, well, there's only so many matchups that we can see on screen where it's not going to be relevant. Otherwise, they wouldn't be running it.
Just out of interest, I'm just going to be looking up what Shiro actually does.
I believe it's neg 3 cost on play.
Let's have a look here.
Yep, so classic Gecko combo always ends with an 11k lead swing, which is really good against Nami. There's no simple solution to an 11k swing.
No, yeah, but it's minimum 3 cards of hand if he doesn't play Deathwing here. But even that's another 2 cards, so definitely plus another something else. What he could do was the Apis, because he does have the other Apis in hand, but...
And as good of a card Deathwing is to play, sometimes you need to just go like,
Yep.
this is just clogging my hand. Like,
Mm.
I need to just go for things. Oh, milling a Zeph, unfortunate.
Unfortunate. I don't think game-changing for him, because he knows there's another one in the deck, but yeah. And here, decide to just go for that cheeky little 6. Just because I don't think Hero has any Don left up. No, he doesn't, so forcing that 2k out of hand. So Hero appears to only have 3 cards in hand at this point. Oh, it gets the Love, which is perfect for this hand size.
Has a Pilaf in hand as well, so...
And just so people know, that 4-cost Shira is a blocker, and on play it gives up to one of your opponent's character -4 during this turn. So pretty good card. Definitely probably combating was the Egghead Luffy there.
Definitely going to be an interesting couple of turns. Hero's got double White Snake in hand. That is a lot of defensive value going against Black Yellow Luffy, but he has to be very careful with how he does it. Like,
Yeah, and Aaron does have a pretty big field here. Realistically, only 3 attackers, but he could turn those blockers into attacks, which he has done here. Just trying to get those cheeky little 2Ks out of his hand if Hero has any. Using the White Snake, grabbing back.
2k counter. Can never go wrong.
Could also just be trying to find his Kais, because he hasn't seen 1 Kai this whole game so far.
True.
Unfortunate. Last game all 4, and this game not 1.
Could just be the last 4 life, you know?
It could be, which unfortunately it does not have trigger, so...
True. But drawing double Love over the last turn, very, very interesting spot it puts him in, because now he just wants to try and get down to the... Oh, yeah, countering with that Apis, perfect for it. Yeah, those Loves alive.
Yep. So yep. So I have to see how Aaron decides to do it here. Assumingly, since he's attacked with the Subos, he's probably going to play another Gecko here, which I believe he has in hand.
Yep.
And yeah, just same combo, cycle through the deck. Typical Black Yellow Luffy stuff. And in that way now, Aaron also has 2 9k bodies on the field, which is quite scary here for Hero.
Yep, and he's getting another 8k body out with that Self-Awakened Luffy, so this is just going to be a ridiculous amount of pressure coming down for the next 2 to 3 turns until the game is decided.
Yep, because looking at Hero's deck, it is still quite hefty, probably at least 15 to 20 cards still left in there. So yeah. Before as well, Aaron did do Self-Awakened Luffy to get rid of the other Luffy in life, and then used lead ability to get that salvo out. And I think Hero's just pointing out that he actually just played that Gecko. But I think it just doesn't really matter, because it's just...
As long as the other Gecko...
Yeah, as long as the other guy's saying, I think Hero's just pointing that out, but no fault there.
So we're seeing the Love here, surely. Oh, the White Snake.
Yeah, which I think is fair. It gets you that, and then also means you can then do the Love. And yeah, getting that Kaya is pretty massive for him. Yeah, then doing the Love, and then drawing another one, getting him to 10. And seeing the second Kaya, I believe, as well.
That was All-Stars.
Could be wrong. Oh, sorry, it is All-Stars, yep.
So, honestly, not the worst card to draw straight after a Kaya.
Yeah, that's the other thing, yeah. If you saw that first, it'd be like, oof, but seeing that, and there's the third Love.
And this is just a really rough turn for Hero. He's tapped out, almost.
Yeah, 2 life left, no blockers. Pretty hefty.
1 dot up,
Yeah. Does finally see that Kaya, so I guess we'll see what he gets here. Hopefully something he can use. Another Kaya and another All-Star. Okay, yeah, get rid of the 2 All-Stars. That's perfect there for Hero.
You love seeing that as well as if you're Aaron, you're like, sweet, he's been drawing the All-Stars, not in life.
And there's the 4th Love as well as a Rubber Band here. Probably just get rid of the White Snake here and maybe Rubber Band, I would say maybe, but...
I mean, that White Snake's potentially going to be incredibly useful with those Loves. It stops all those 9Ks.
That is true, actually. So potentially maybe the rubber band and the Sparta then. Because yeah, if he does, you're right. If he does do that, then he can basically draw every single turn, every time Aaron attacks here. Which would be kind of crazy good for Hero here.
But yeah, if you're Aaron, you've got to be smelling blood in the water. You like.
Yeah.
He's got 10 Don going into next turn. He's going to be swinging 9, 9,
Yep.
8, 8
So
before any buffs. Like
yeah.
that's a huge amount of pressure.
So getting rid of the rubber band and the love. So Hero has, what is that? 2 loves, a rubber. There's a Sparta in hand. I think that might be it. We'll see what Aaron does here. It's kind of coming down to the clutch here. If Hero can get through this turn, potentially he might be able to pull it through, but we have to see how many cards he has in deck first. Yeah, because from this camera angle, we can't tell exactly how many are left. But his trash does look bigger than his deck at the moment, so...
Drawing a peel off that white snake is probably not what you want to see this turn.
Yeah, fortunately not really, but does have the other peel off, which is useful. Let's see what he gets here. Rubber band, another white snake, and I think that might be another peel off there. Slightly just cut off.
Oh, we'll see it soon enough anyways.
Interesting enough, he actually decides to bottom deck that.
Oh, never mind. We won't see it soon enough.
But I guess that is fair enough, because if it is a rubber band and a white snake there, he can potentially draw into those and hit and use those effects. So fair call there by Hero.
Yep. Coming in for
10K 10K swing there, which kind of basically makes white
snake.
Thank
redundant.
you. Sorry, it's been a long day. Yeah, white snake redundant here.
Yeah, white snake was a great addition for the Nami deck, but just took people a bit of time to realise it. Swinging 6 if you're like a low to the ground aggro deck like 0.
Yep.
It just gets around white snake, and then swinging 9 and then 10.
Yep. So Hero unfortunately got a Bodil there of life there, and Aaron is going for another 10K
Does
swing
that have
here.
a 1K counter?
I believe it does, yes.
So it's not the worst
It's
thing.
not the worst thing. So Hero could do a
Love counter.
which he might have to, because Aaron still has, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 3 more swings he can
He still
do.
has 2 more 10K attacks coming.
Yeah.
3 more 10. 2 more, sorry. 2 more and a 9K. Depends on if he wants to don up Sabo or not.
Yeah, which...
And if you're Hero, you do have to counter this. Otherwise, Aaron's just going to put more and more Don on Gecko and just swing for a larger number.
And unfortunately, he sees a Zeph here, but he does have counter as well, so he can do the same thing he just did with the Bodil.
If he survives this turn, he might be in a decent spot.
Potentially, but he will have very, very low hand size here, so we'll have to see what happens here. Hopefully, we can get a count on his deck.
Swinging for 6. Such a good time to draw Zeph then.
Yeah. So Heroes have to make the tough choice here. Does he just take it, or does he try to get out of it? I think he has to take it. Not take it, so get out of it, sorry. Just because it just means then Aaron can just basically just don up and just go for it.
Really feels like this is going to come down to what exactly is that next card he's going to draw Fluff.
Yep, so it looks like he is doing that.
Oh.
He's doing the Love. Hopefully he gets something he can use. Oh, yes, he does. He gets the Sparta.
I feel like he should have just used Zeph to counter out of that Sabo
I
attack.
think he wanted to hold on to it so he could play Kaya back.
Now he's lost, right?
No, not necessarily. He has still 1 life left, and he does have that... he gets the peel off. Interesting.
Coming in for 10 or 9.
Using the gavel.
Oh, so getting gavel off life is huge.
Don't, unfortunately, Gavo and Kai are in trash. That is unfortunate. And that gets him just out of it, I think.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, tough spot for Hero here. And Judge is asking him to move that card to trash. Oh, interesting here. Blocker and Peeler. So hopefully Hero gets something decent here. But oh, that is very nice. So Kyle.
See, how many cards left in deck? It looks like probably 8, maybe.
It is coming down to the wire, which most Nami matches do. Oh, very nice. A white snake and a rubber band here. Tough decision here because obviously that blocker's got to get him that draw, but the other 2 cards are going to mill him.
Yep.
Time to get rid of the
Play
snake
the
dance.
Margaret, draw a card.
Hoping for something. And there's a second gavel.
That's
So
not that handy.
no, not particular. If Hero had only 2 more cards in his hand, it would be ideal, but unfortunately, I feel like Aaron may have it here. Surely you just put all Don under Gecko and swing. Oh, actually, no, sorry, I probably that'd be about to do a Chris there. Swing when he sells a block on the field. Shout out to Chris. Don't swing. Check your field first before donning up you guys.
That's why they're in top cut.
Yeah, this is why they're on top cut. Me and Chris are not. Yeah, blocking there was the 3-cost blocker, and swinging for 9. And unfortunately, Hero has not enough to get out, and so Aaron is the winner of our top 8 game. Congratulations to Aaron, but also congratulations to Hero.